Republic of Nigeria, the only one and only Okeba Kasi. Please, can you please give him a round of applause?
Thank you so very much. Appreciate it.
Okay, how are you doing today? Because I'm just wondering, with the way you're looking this, dope. I hope your wife is around here to come and,
No problem. No problem.
Keep accessing.
When you get to a certain age, they don't worry about you that much again. They say that, a man, for men, you know when you're old, not by the presence of gray hair. No, that is not an indication of old age. For men, not by the presence of wrinkles.
But you can't be looking this dashing, and your wife will not be around to protect her assets.
No, I want to explain it to you how it works. I want to explain it. There's a different rule for men from women. So for a man, you can't tell that a man is old just by the presence of gray hair or wrinkles, or when he has become dependent on prescription drugs. You can tell that a man is very old when his wife stops suspecting him. Anytime you pack your bag and you want to travel and your wife say go, you can come back anytime, then you know you're really old. Because at that point, it's considered that you can no longer do any damage. All right, so we get back to the great pace of what we're doing tonight. I'm tempted to go back in time, if you permit me. Our country, this country, their responsibility was to go to the Olympics and represent us. And once again, use sports as a platform to unite us. But something happened. In solidarity with our brothers in South Africa, we decided to boycott that Olympics. And what it did to a whole career of a whole generation of athletes, you can only imagine that, considering that it takes more than 4 years to prepare for the Olympics. But what happened? Some members of that great Olympic squad took the anger of missing the Olympics to the finals of the Nations Cup. And at the National Stadium in Lagos, they humiliated the Algerians by defeating them 3-0, and Nigeria lifted the Nations Cup. And once again, the country was united. So tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we are here today to create history, to recognize and reward these people who made great sacrifice in 1978, boycotting the Olympics for the whole of Africa, and those who represented us in 1980 at the Nations Cup. So you can see it's a great event, and that is why it's such an honor for us, both of us here, to be doing it. We must give special kudos to the initiators of this great event, the Air Peace Diplomacy Awards and Investiture. Please, a big round of applause for Air Peace and its management, led by a very great man whom I respect so much, Dr. Allen Onyema. Please, MON, please, a round of applause for him seated here.
All right. So I think at this moment it's important for us to take a moment to show our respect and love for our great nation as we stand up for the national anthem. Everyone, please rise.
Please let us rise as we honor.
Barrister Allen Onyema has also been recognized with the Zik Prize in Leadership Award for his exceptional leadership and his contribution to the aviation industry. And of course, when it comes to the industry, we cannot actually take out the philanthropy aspect because he's a man who has large heart with that, and we can see. If I start now, I'm sure we're not going to leave here. But
yeah,
Chief
he's always
Allen,
bringing people back who are stranded.
Not only that, because I know that I'm a benefactor of so many things. Should I start?
Oh, you've been stranded abroad as well.
Of course not. All right, so Chief Allen Oyema has been recognized as the most outstanding airline CEO of the year for his remarkable leadership and achievements in the aviation sector, and he was honored with the African Chief Excellence Award for his... Yes, you can clap for his exemplary leadership and commitment to fostering unity and progress in Africa. And what has been going on in Africa today with all the agitation from Boko Haram and the likes in previous administration. But right now, it seems as if in our country, I don't know if I'm supposed to say it that here.
I don't even know where to begin from. But first of all, I use this opportunity to apologize for our late coming, because we had a very, very hectic time this morning when we went to the Nigerian Institute for International Affairs. After that, I had some calls outside Lagos that took me to the neighboring states. I had to for my coming now. The Director General of the NIA, I don't know if he's here present. We have a lot of... Yes, I can see that NIA people are plenty here. Yes. I can see one-time president of the Nigerian Bar Association, my troublesome friend, Chief Austin Alege, and the beautiful wife. You're welcome. I recognize the presence of, first of all, permit me to recognize the presence of all the awardees. Without them, I don't think we'll be here today. I recognize the presence of one-time world record holder, though not a Nigerian, but in our midst today, all the way from the United States of America. When he heard about this, he said it has never happened anywhere in the world before, that he would like to grace the occasion, and he flew into the country just to be part of this. He was he's an Olympian, world record holder, Ron Freeman from the United States. You can stand for them to see. And not very far from us, from East Africa, is another fellow who decided to come here, and himself too, a world record holder, who was actually in the 1976 team, but also obeyed the call led by the Nigerian government for African nations to boycott the Olympics. He was one of those who left the Olympic camp just few hours to the start of the games. But he went on in subsequent years to shatter the Olympic records. I'm talking about another person than Filbert Bayi from Tanzania. We have one of sports administrators in our presence, one of the best African sports administrators from Senegal, my brother, Mr. Diak, who also was traveling abroad but needed to truncate his trip to make it down to this place. We thank you for coming. I can see also members of board of the our dear airline APs. I can see another senior advocate in our midst, Chief Emeka Ngige. And of course, the Fidelity Bank ED, Dr. Ken Ogbara, who is also the president of the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria. You're welcome. Please, you know it's difficult for me to see from this place. I know the representative of the Edo State Governor is here, His Excellency Godwin Obaseki. I also I was told that the representative of the Enugu State Governor is here present too. Please, you're welcome, madam, wherever you are. Of course, our people from the Nigerian breweries, you're welcome. Members of the media, I can see the erudite Dr. Ruben Abati. Like I said in the morning, the man who is bringing about social change.
Thank you for joining us today on Biscon Television News. I'm Stella Opara. Coming up in the news, every handshake is for Nigeria's prosperity. Tinubu defends foreign troops. I'm not leaving NNPP, but open for discussions, says Kwakwanso. In business news, Dangote Group, Ethiopia signed deal to build $2.5 billion fertilizer plant. On the foreign scene, European leaders outraged after Russian strikes killed 23 and damaged EU's headquarters. Now the news in detail. President Bola Tinubu has defended his foreign troops, saying every handshake is for the success and prosperity of Nigeria. The president said his recent visits to Japan and Brazil were centered on unlocking opportunities that will drive growth and create jobs for Nigerians. He stated this in a post on X shortly after he returned from a 10-day bilateral engagement in Brazil, Japan, and a brief visit to Los Angeles, United States. According to him, the trips were motivated by the determination to boost prosperity for Nigerians. In Japan, the president said that Nigeria deepened ties that would attract investments in industry, technology, and human capital. Similarly, while in Brazil, Tinubu stated that the partnerships forged would aid Nigeria's trade, agriculture, aviation, and finance, and strengthen confidence in the nation's economy. Now, ahead of the 2027 elections, the 2023 presidential candidate of the New Nigeria People's Party, Senator Rabiu Kwakwanso, has said that he has no plans to dump his party for another, but open for discussions. Speaking yesterday in Abuja at the 9th National Executive Committee meeting of NNPP, Kwakwanso stated that though many thought it will be announced whether he will stay in NNPP or go to another party, he however stressed that that was not the intention of the meeting. Earlier in his welcome address, the national chairman of the party, Dr. Ajuji Ahmed, said it would present its leader and 2023 presidential candidate, Senator Kwakwanso. Away from that, the Academic Staff Union of Universities on Thursday knocked the Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, over claims that the government never signed any agreements with the union. Alausa made the clarification on Thursday while addressing journalists in Abuja. According to him, the documents often cited by ASU as binding agreements were never signed, but only proposals presented during negotiations. He said the administration of President Bola Tinubu was, however, committed to resolving lingering issues with the University Lecturers Union. Earlier this year, the Tinubu administration released 50 billion naira to settle earned academic allowances owed to university lecturers and staff. However, ASU has consistently demanded clear commitments on improved salaries, conditions of service, university funding, autonomy, and a review of laws governing the National Universities Commission and the Joint Admission Dangote Group. Now, based on the agreement, Ethiopia will have a 40% stake in the venture, while